What up, it's your boy Stefan with the Master of Me podcast. Master of me? Hey, my man. What do you mean master? How do you become master of anything? You tell me. You focus all of your energy on one thing. One thing, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Master of Me podcast. I want to welcome Chase Delperdang to the dance floor here. Man, I watch Chase on social media. I hear nothing but good things from him between my referral partners and just watching him grow, and time on task really is what I see. I think you really don't start paying attention to a person until you see him consistent for at least 5 years. Yeah. And that's one thing that I've been able to watch through Chase's life and just him in growth. And I've sat with Aaron Wilson before, and, you know, the people that you surround yourself with just goes to show a person of who you are. And that's what attracted you to me. So I'm glad that you're here today. Chase, tell them a little bit about who you are.
Yeah. Been in Tucson since 97. My first job was working at I think I was 15 years old, working at a title company in the basement, filing files. And I'm third generation in the real estate industry, and I knew that I didn't want to do anything with real estate.
Right.
My dad ran title companies and whatnot. And then here I am. Previous life, I was a pastor for 15 years.
No way, dude. So, that's cool. Good for you.
Was a pastor, church planner, and then got my real estate license in 2000.
Tatted pastor here. Did you have tattoos then?
One. I had one. But I was a pastor and got my real estate license. I had 3 kids at the time. Or just had our 3rd kid, and I realized that kids were expensive.
Yes.
And they got my genes, so they got jacked up teeth, and we're gonna need braces. So I got my real estate license. Literally, if I could sell 1 home a year to get braces for the kids, like that was a win.
That you would do it.
Yeah. And then that just kind of snowballed. Became the CEO for Keller Williams for a couple of years down here in Southern Arizona.
Yeah.
And then I now own Team Integrity with my business partner, Jenny. She's phenomenal, best business partner you can have.
That's exciting.
And then own an insurance company.
Right.
And do coaching and then travel speaking as well.
Man, that is jam-packed powerful on the staircase that you took to get there, and the realization, like even coming from something so like devoted, I would say, on being a pastor. Yeah. And I think like either way, whether it's pastor or, I mean, the titles are different, but you're coaching, you're leading,
for sure.
You're teaching, like you're being you. It's coming through your presence, and people are seeing it, and they're following.
Yeah. That journey. So April will be 10 years having a real estate license.
My God.
And I put the real estate school on a credit card, so I didn't have any disposable income to do it.
Leap of faith.
And it's just been cool how much of a blessing it's been to be able to not only own businesses and run businesses, but speak. Like I love traveling and speaking. Like that scratches my itch.
That's exciting.
So that's blessed, but most of all, the people you get to do it with.
Right.
Like I always say I'm in the 1% of the world that gets to show up every day and work with their friends.
Right.
And that is a beautiful thing. And it's afforded me to have a great time with the kids. So
that's exciting. I think money is necessary where money is necessary.
Yeah.
And with the kids and traveling and doing things, like it all costs money.
Yeah.
And the last thing we want to do as parents is instill the belief that we can't because of, and a lot of it, the because of is money. And like it turns into a poverty mindset, right? Like we're teaching how to be growth mindset and abundant, and you can easily tap into stuff. Like I think the concept of also learning the value of money is important for kids, but at the same time teaching how to earn it and how to protect it and
absolutely
all those areas.
It's a fire, like because my boys play football and we travel for it. Like we were in Phoenix last weekend, we're in Vegas in 2 weeks. We were in Canton, Ohio at the NFL Hall of Fame this summer for a tournament. And then my daughter is awesome, and she does like some drama stuff and whatnot. So it's every day it's a grind to provide for the things that bring them immense amount of joy.
Right. And that's such a blessing too, that they even have the opportunity to continue to do those things. I mean, I remember jumping in like a station wagon with all my brothers and sisters, and they took us to Jacobs Park to go play for the Steelers at the time, and and cousins too. Like we were all packed in there with pads, and we had to play the same sport because there was no like traveling or people to take
to the other one. So we just had to figure it out. But it was like that was such a blessing too. Like even having the ability to do that, but to see the kids getting to do more now with it, like really opens up the doors of what they can do.
The development that it's brought them as a person is massive.
Right.
And I think there's I think there is such a healthy trait to have that you see in kids that have competed at a young age and kind of through it. So my kids have seen the highest of the highs and lowest of lows. They've lost in the championship. They've won the championship.
Dang.
You know, so it teaches them how to compete with others and how to work with others. I love the fact, and I coach football. I love that you have these 32 kids on a roster, and they may never hang out with each other outside of football practice, but yet they get along and they have one mission and they work together as a team for that period of time.
Right. It's intense with the sports and the connection. I think when you can suffer together a little bit, like go through it, like you're instantly connected on a deeper level.
Yeah. When you're in full pads in July at 6 p.m. It's 1:10 out. Yeah. You embrace the suck together.
Right. You want water, but you don't want to drink too much because you don't know if you're going to be running and if it's going to come out or not. And it's tough, man. That is good. What's your best takeaway from coaching so far? In general coaching.
I would say, so this is kind of a life one as well, and it spans across a couple different aspects of it, is enjoy the journey because you're not promised the destination. And I take that with a couple ways, is like for football, is like you're not guaranteed the championship.
Right.
So enjoy the Tuesday night practices.
Right.
Enjoy.
Like this is it.
Yeah. Like, and being older now, right? Like you would want to take yourself back to those times because some of the greatest times of your life.
Right.
And even with like traveling for sports, is if we're driving to Vegas and it's 6 hours, like how do we capitalize this opportunity and make it a fun 6 hours?
Right.
You know, so I think with coaching is really just enjoying the journey and the little things in it.
Right.
Because the championship, I mean, that's a 2-hour game and it's over.
Right.
But the season's 4 months.
Right.
So that's a big one for me.
Right. I think that's important to instill in them early, so that way they can see that the journey, the struggle, it's evidence that they're building for themselves.
Yeah.
And like if they can do that stuff, they're gonna always be able to go back to it and remember, like, man, I pushed through that and it was hard. And so I'm in a hard spot right now and I can push through this because I pushed through that. Like I have evidence that I can get hard things done. And they're either a person that falls back. I mean, at the end of the day, especially with the kids, like you see it on the grown-up level too, which is super cool within work. But at the same time, I feel like grown-ups are just big kids, you know, and we're like redoing the same stuff. It's all habits and routines that we're just evaluating, trying to get to an end goal that's not promised. Just like you're talking about.
Or it's like an infinite game, like right with lending or real estate, like you don't win.
Right.
You don't. There's
Never.
no like.
Nope.
There's no like finish line.
No.
Right. So that's why you got to enjoy the Tuesdays.
Right.
You got to enjoy the Friday mornings.
Right.
You know, and with football is you celebrate those little wins too along the way, right? You look at football, we celebrate more first downs than we do touchdowns, and that's a beautiful thing.
I think that's important. I think that's super important. Like when I'm coaching wrestling and I'm just working with the kids, like I had my daughter lose a match last year to an older kid. Like if the girls, if they don't get enough like people in their bracket, other girls, their weight and stuff, they just start putting them with other age groups and stuff. So she had this 13-year-old. She's 8 at the time. The first match she lost to her. The second match, like we reevaluated some stuff she can do, and she started doing it and it started working. And like she went the whole match, and after the match, she like put her hands on her knees, and like she didn't think anybody was looking at her. She was tired. She breathed, but she smiled, and I was like, that's what it's about right there.
Yeah, you know. And I grew up wrestling, and because I was way too short to dunk.
Dude, I was gonna ask you just because your body type, and like right now we were hugging on the picture. I was like, dude, this like going on.
That was my sport. My sport I was built for.
Yes.
But I always say like I'm one step before on the evolutionary chart.
Right.
My ancestors didn't catch up. But the wrestling is one of those sports where the discipline of it's a team sport, but it's an individual sport.
Right.
And when you hit double overtime and you've got nothing left.
Right. It's like, gas tank. Like you dive into childhood thoughts that made you happy or something. Like you got to dig
100%.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, coaching is, I love coaching agents, and I love coaching kids, and
Right.
it's cool seeing how they intertwine. Like I could have coaching appointments with agents,
Right.
and then 2 hours later be coaching 11-year-old kids,
Right.
and the correlations are they
It
correlate.
feels exactly what I was getting at with
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's also powerful that like in real estate now, like in the same realm of coaching, it's almost the same as wrestling, where it's an individual sport, but you're also on a team.
For sure.
So like the concept of like you're drilling and training nice with the person that you're with, but at the same time, like on match day, like you're also could be competing against that person
Yeah.
too. So there's like
Absolutely.
this weird fine line on there, but at the same time, it's so healthy to learn that stuff young, because look at it as an adult, like it's something that you're really doing, and you're cordial about it. Like you're healthy about it. It's not this crazy game that you're trying to hurt the other person.
Yeah. When you surround yourself with like-minded people,
Right.
that want to see you win,
Right.
I don't think you find a better ecosystem for success.
Right.
And that's like within our team, we've got 30 agents, including admin, and they're all going after like the same clients essentially, right? Like
Right. There's only so many fish in the pond here.
yeah, but it's not. Agents are competitive on our team, right? But they're not cutthroat. They're
Right.
not right. It's always client first,
Right.
But it's fun to watch people level each other up as well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like if you see Joe Schmo doing well, and you know that you've like had conversations with that person, you've heard them struggle before, and then you see them doing it, what other way to like get inspired is like, all right, if they can get the ball going, I can get the ball going too.
Oh,
right now.
for sure.
Like that's it. Like
Yeah, when you're in the trenches together, it helps
right.
a lot.
Right, and it's good to do that. I think it's healthy versus the crab in the bucket kind of like
Yeah,
style.
trying to pull each other down.
Yeah. They say you're gonna build like everybody's building a building. There's two ways to do it. You just keep building it, or you knock everybody else down in the process and look like the biggest building.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
That's exciting. What is working for you and your culture? Like going on 10 years. Like, is it just through books or through like what's really got you into like man, you coach in so many areas? Was it? I can imagine like is it a father getting you into like a certain thing?
I think one is the standard of people you bring into your organization.
Mm-hmm.
So we, for a period of time, a couple years back, hired way too many people that were not cultural fits.
Right.
And it had a detrimental impact to the culture of the team.
Right.
And we help almost all of them self-discover their way out of real estate or on the team.
Right.
And now we take hiring extremely serious.
Right.
And it's a process.
Right.
There's some methodologies in real estate teams where if you have a license and you can fog a mirror, you have a spot on the team.
100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not us.
Right.
Like we've turned down great agents that say, "Hey, I'm looking to join a team by the end of the week," and we go, "We hope you do. It's just not going to be us."
Right.
So, when protecting our culture by who we bring in. So, one of the biggest misconceptions is that you want to not change culture.
Right.
But whenever you bring another person into your organization, culture is going to change.
Right.
The difference is if you bring in the right one, it's going to change for the positive.
Right. That is deep.
Yeah.
That is deep. It's like you're constantly adjusting, but you're adjusting in a positive way.
Yeah, we use the table analogy. Like
Right.
for our house, like we're not going to let just anybody come in and eat with us.
Right.
We're going to be very selective about it because they're going to have influences on the kids.
Right.
Right. Somebody that comes into your organization is going to have influence on the agents.
Right.
If they are apathetic and lazy, that'll start to permeate through an organization.
Right.
So protecting culture is bringing and keeping the right people.
That's intense.
And then we do, Jenny and I, our leadership style is servant leadership.
Right.
We serve our people.
Right.
And in return, our people serve our people. And
100%.
yeah, so we do, it's not uncommon for Jenny or I to be watching someone's kid, throughout the month for a day, or going and dropping stuff off,
Right.
or vice versa. Like my our listing coordinator picked up my daughter from school on Wednesday because I was in a meeting. Like we're legitimately a family.
It's like, it takes a village.
Yeah,
that's-
100%.
And you've already vetted out all your people, so you know that you're good.
Yeah.
You don't have to, you have to worry. You can
No,
just
not at all.
count on the people that you need to.
Absolutely.
That it makes it 10 times easier.
Yeah, and it makes it fun.
Right.
Like that's what it goes back to is when you're working with people you like, it makes the Tuesdays awesome. We have so much fun doing the most random stuff, just sitting around,
Right.
and we're highly productive as a result.
Right. No, that's good. That's super important. For you, where did that come from, like, as a kid? Like, how was your family growing up?
Yeah, I think the servant leadership side, I can remember, like my grandpa, my dad's dad, he at one point worked at an engineering company, owned a brokerage, and then also owned a butcher shop. Like he was just a hustler and
Right.
worked his butt off. And he
Different
was,
hats.
yeah, he was always the one when we go to family dinner was serving everybody, taking care of everybody. I distinctly remember he was probably, call it 85 years old, and he was doing the dishes. And
I love that.
Wouldn't let anybody do dishes.
Yeah.
And he had a really cool Hawaiian shirt on, and I
Yeah.
go, Grandpa, that shirt's awesome. He goes, you like it? And I go, yeah. And then he, in front of everybody, took it off
Dang.
and handed it to me.
I like
so
that,
my grandpa's
dude.
standing there
Yes.
shirtless, and I was like that's the type of guy I want
Right.
to be. And then that went to my dad too,
Right.
and so I'm the youngest of four.
Right.
I got two older brothers and an older sister.
So that's how you
that's-
found in wrestling.
Yeah, that's how you find out when you constantly get beat up.
Right.
You learn how to fight a little bit different.
Right. You're tough.
So-
You got thick skin.
Oh, for sure.
Nothing's gonna break you down at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Especially what brothers' tactics. Older brothers, they're using like mind games. Like that's they're always have an edge on you.
Yeah, I got one brother that's 4 years older, and then one that's 7 years older, and yeah, I got it. The tenacity was beat into me at a young age.
Right. That's exciting too. And it's also great that you have like all that stuff to use for positive. I think
yeah.
like you get a choice every day, like on the cards that you get dealt. And
sure.
You got to reshuffle and find the positive stuff in every deck, and just
Yeah.
keep reshuffling every morning and go for that. Because either that, like we're built so much up habits, and if we keep those negative habits going, then we're either going to be a negative person or a positive person, and like you're either growing or dying. Like God
Yeah.
is an acronym. You like
Yep.
growing or dying. Like
Yeah, it's in every situation, especially the bad, asking yourself, what's the good in this?
right.
And when you can look at a situation and check yourself,
Right.
it doesn't change how much it hurts or how much
Right.
of a struggle it is or how painful it is. But if you can at some point sit down and have the mental resolve to ask yourself, okay, what is the good in this?
Right.
It'll completely change your mindset around trials and tribulations.
Right. That helped me so much. Like, this is a little turn, but it's fitness that, like, instead of getting hurt from stuff, like, every time I did get, like, an injury, I would question, like, all right, now I know I need to get my hips stronger. Like,
Yeah.
and just start to fall down on, like, when I get this stronger, then I'm not getting hurt. And that's, like, helping my mindset
Yeah.
to not think of it as a negative thing. Like, what could happen?
What's my opportunity for growth now?
Right. And then I can work on that. And then I feel better as a whole.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
how you do anything is how you do everything. So I start to feel better in other world areas and question it too when stuff comes up on like, man, how can I get better at that?
Yeah, and that's the difference, right, between an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset, or even like a victim mindset, is when something bad happens or doesn't go your way, is you start blaming everybody else
100%.
and running through all the scenarios you should have done different, this or that.
Right.
But when you look at those situations and you go, okay, what can I learn from this and where can I grow?
Right.
That's that self-accountability that I don't believe a ton of people have.
Right.
But once you can make that a part of your self-talk, it allows you to grow exponentially.
Yeah, that is. I think it's it. I think that's the factor, because we're all gonna get thoughts and they're gonna go left or go right, and you just gotta see how you can take charge of putting more of them in the direction that you want them to go.
Yeah, we get it with my boys with football with refs.
Right.
Is when it doesn't go their way, we get in the truck and I always kind of run through the same things.
Right.
And it always starts off with, man, you played the best game of your life, whether
Right.
it did or not. And usually if there's an excuse, it's the refs.
Right.
Right. The refs were horrible.
Right.
Even though it was the same refs that
100%.
were great last week for
Right.
you. But really, like, talk to them, be like, oh, so help me understand, like, how did the refs make you miss a ball?
Right.
You know, and it's helping unpack that and whatnot, and you see them grow out of it, and you see the excuses start to stop. And
Right.
I believe doing that over years to my 14-year-old or
Right.
11-year-old, when they're 18, 19 years old, and the person next to them gets a promotion and they don't,
Right.
like, they'll go, okay, what can I do better?
100%. I think like shutting it down is super important.
Yeah.
Like early of like, they're not going to come to complain to you if you don't feed into it that way.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's like, I say it in wrestling, like you're either whining or winning.
Yeah.
And like, it's not about winning, like winning the match. It's about winning with your mindset.
For sure.
And it'll happen all the time.
Yeah, and with coaching kids especially is I say this maybe every practice, if not every other one, talking to the kids is there is a less than 1% chance any of you guys will go play in the NFL.
Let's go.
There's 100% chance that you got to grow up to be a productive man.
Right.
And talking to the parents, it's our job as a coaching staff is, yes, to keep them safe and educate them with sports and help them compete and win and everything. But at the end of the day, like, we're entrusted in the football season, we will have more one-on-one time with your kids than you will based off of practice schedules and games. And it's our responsibility to help them become productive human beings. Right. When they're 18, 19, 20 years old.
Stay on the ball, keep moving.
Yeah.
Like, keep those positive habits, those thoughts. Like, all that stuff comes from the sports. And unfortunately, like, there's good coaches and there's bad coaches at the same time. Same like teachers, like all that stuff.
Yeah. We see
parents, like, man.
Yeah, we've seen the whole gamut of it. And you know, it at first used to make me mad, like seeing those other coaches and how they act and this and that. And I think that anger kind of it goes like that sadness of like, I'm sad for you that is how you conduct yourself.
100%, especially.
And I'm sad for the kids.
Yes, more the kids, because the parents like writing off their life, but they're also trying to suck the kid with them too. Especially when you got this like super overweight dad on the side of the mat, like screaming at the kid, and then like being mad that he lost. And it's like, man, like he's already beating out everything you've done so far in life. Like,
You got the overweight dad telling his kid how to run faster, and the dad can't run at all.
100%.
You know, so leading by example is massive for that.
I believe it. And then you see the parents or coaches are just quiet, and they're in there and they're watching, so that way they can go back and they can talk about it. But talk about it like in an environment where it's received. I had to learn that lesson pretty hard. Like when I held resentment towards my father on the wrestling mat. Like I would hear him and like things would cross my mind, and it was like, where the hell have you been my whole life? Like stuff like that would come up. And sometimes I'll jump in when I'm not coaching on a day, and I'll see my daughter doing something on the mat, and I come in with a coach voice, and she'll look back at me, and I'm like, okay, she's just not receiving me right now. Like I'm just going to chill. Yeah,
so acknowledging that one is no one's going to cheer louder for my kid than me.
Right.
And they're going to hear it.
Right.
And in addition to that, recognizing your kids, like you've got 2 daughters, right? And I've got my 2 boys and my daughter. And so looking at the personality. So my boys, funny thing, I was born on my dad's birthday, and my youngest was born on our birthday.
That's exciting.
So my dad, myself, and my son all were born April 2nd.
That's cool.
So my son looks like me, talks like me, is my mini-me, personality-wise the same. My 14-year-old, we have a different personality. And realized a long time ago that I'm not the best person to coach my middle son. Personality-wise, we're just not. It's going to clash, and it's not the best for him. So, like, I support and I let other people coach him, and I can coach my younger son, and he takes well to that, right? And I think it's better me being on the field with them than it is in the stands.
100%.
So it's recognizing that and have the humility of like, I'm going to let other people speak into my middle son's life athletically, because we'll butt heads on stuff, but I'm going to cheer for him louder than anybody else out there.
It's exciting because that's also like you're committed to their growth. You're not committed to being their their God in life. You know, like you're doing what's best for them to get to where they need to go, and that's the only thing that matters. Just like in coaching, right? You're just trying to get them from A to B. At whatever it's going to take to see the perspective.
Yeah, and that's translated to our real estate team as well. Jenny and I are completely different personalities with the same goal and values.
Right.
Our disc profiles are different. Like we're just different how we address stuff. And the beautiful part about that is there's certain agents on our team that she connects really well with, and there's certain that I do.
Right.
And I think that's what has created such a well-rounded partnership for us.
That's exciting because you have the yin and the yang.
Oh, yeah.
And you get to use both of them. And when you're committed to the growth, then you can just throw in what person you need to. It's like running a play, right? Like
and dropping the ego, right? Like there's no, I don't get upset that other people go talk to her about stuff or whatnot. It's like, no, we're a team.
Right.
Like this, just with the coaching staff, there's certain kids that connect with me, but other coaches, and there's other kids that don't like connecting with me, and they connect with other coaches. So I think that's just a life lesson in general of we always talk about who are the 5 most influential people in your life. And there's a reason why there's 5. It's because they're all going to hit different aspects of your world.
Right. You're going to go to that person for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation I had with my kid in the kitchen. And I don't know how we got into it, but the question was, do you want me to be your dad or your friend? And she's like, I need you to be my dad.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Like I drew the line in the sand right there of like, I'm gonna play the dad role.
Yeah.
And just stick to it.
Yeah.
And that's because as much as like my oldest daughter, Presley, she's just like me. Like she's almost my same height at 9.
That's awesome.
But she's, she's artistic. She's like, she drives, like she's on it. Like if we're starting to get late to practice or something, like she's tapping her feet by the door, like pacing, like she wants to move and get forward.
Yep.
Like, and to hear that is powerful because now I know like if I try to get too friendly and cool, like I might lose respect. But I still need her to come to me and be comfortable with communicating to me and know that I'm going to be there to protect her and all the things that a father's going to do. And so knowing that like, all right, I'll have to find another friend and I can still be cool, but at the same time, like my mission has to be father focused.
It is. And, one of the things with parenting that I think is, and I don't know, I feel like this wasn't like our parents' generation of like I have at 16, 14, 11 years old, the depth of conversations I have with my kids are things that I had great parents, but stuff that like my dad and I never talked about, like we'll sit down and have like legitimate, deep, real life conversations at 14 years old. And it's just cool. It's cool seeing that aspect of it. And, not beating them up when they say something you don't agree with, but saying, help me understand why you believe that. And that's built such an intentional relationship with the kids.
That's deep. It brought me to a moment with Presley the other day. She asked me a question in the car, and I got busy fast, so I didn't hear her. But she said, "Dad, did you have any other girlfriends before Mom?" And I was like, didn't know how to respond or even have the conversation or have the time to it. Like I didn't feel the context of that was there, so I booked it from it. But like I'm sure it's on her mind now. Like I got to circle back to that and just be able to have those conversations with her and be okay with it and not like project everything to be this like fairy tale at the same time of who knows how her mind's working on it, and maybe it's perfectly fine and it's me thinking about it more.
And it's understanding those deeper. I think with kids we often don't believe that they are capable of having in-depth conversations, right? Because we'll see them as like the toddler still. So we don't think that they're ready for deep conversations.
Right.
And I think of that like it, instead of answering with the answer, asking the question, why is this important to you? Yeah. And you could find out like one is like, I want to know if you had girlfriends before Mom, or it's like, it could be the opposite of like, I like a boy at school, so I'm wondering.
Interesting.
So like we will often write our own stories of assumption.
Right.
But
it's not even about me.
No. Right. It might be, we've already come to the conclusion of the conversation, but it might be somewhere totally out in left field from what we think it is. So
that's intense. Now I'm out there, but it could be like if she likes a person at school and she might think that because she likes that person, she's got to be with them forever.
Exactly.
And she's just trying to get an idea of how this thing works.
Yeah.
That's intense. Like, I like you, but I don't know if I like you forever.
Yeah.
Get married to you.
Yep. I think just ask. If we as parents get better at asking questions, it'll strengthen and deepen relationships.
Right.
Yeah, because the better we get at asking questions, the more clarity we get.
100%. I think that's a deep takeaway and like huge for me in my life of just figuring out where it's coming from first. I think that's where if I do it enough on myself to figure out where the thoughts are coming from, then it's the same thing when we're playing the game of like. It can even be translated. We play a lot of would you rather, like in the car and stuff like that, and just kind of go back on like why would you pick that, and just kind of learn them a little deeper.
Where it's coming from. It strengthens the relationship and it helps you pursue your kids better.
Right.
And I was in Jenny and I have the privilege. We're in a private mastermind group with Gary Keller. So we go to Austin and meet with him a couple times a year. And we were there in November, and there was 30 of us and Gary, who owns the largest real estate company in the world, you know? And I was asking him some parenting questions, and he said, if you chase your kids when they're younger, they'll chase you when you're older.
Dang.
And that was like worth the flight, the hotel, being away from the family. Like that right there was, I'm going to theoretically, depending on what my daughter decides to do, she has 2 more years in the house until she's 18 and decides to go slay whatever dragon she wants to. And I've got 2 more summers with her.
Right. It's so crazy to think.
2 more Christmases. Like,
count your days. You got like 600.
Yeah, right.
So many days left.
It's how can I try to say yes to everything now. You know, 5 years ago, I was tired. I'd say no, like this or that. If the boys ask me to go play catch in the backyard, I say yes. If it's to go shoot hoops, awesome. If my daughter wants to go get Dutch Brothers, we're jumping in the car and we're going.
I like that. I set a lot of goals, and one of them, like in my, I call them the 6 F's to success. And I set a goal in faith, family, fitness, finance, future, and fun. And so within like family, I'll put a minute goal, so that way if I have a long, long day and I don't get to it, like I can double up the next day or something like that and still get the minutes done.
For sure.
So in areas like that, I see that can be helpful, because then you get to double dip family time and fun, because you're adding joy to your life by playing with your kid, using that for perspective and then adding that to the board. It's weird. I think it could be looked at as weird for setting a goal to like be with your family, like on a minute basis, but then like it can easily get forgotten when you're focused on like, well, we also need money for the family and we also need this for the family. So then it reminds me of like, man, I also have to push this number up and my family's slacking right now. So I get to see what's important to me, because I wrote those goals for a reason. And if I start to fall behind, then I'm watching myself. Like, it's keeping myself accountable.
You know, I believe that it is better for our kids to see, like let's just use us, for example, to see us working and out of the house than it is laying on the couch every day.
Right.
You know, now the time might be shorter of being in proximity, but when they see you grind and work for them,
right,
like that, even that time away,
right,
it builds their love for you. And my daughter the other day came in, it was probably 3 Saturdays ago, and she came into the room and she goes, "Dad, I love you." And like my love language is physical touch. Like
mine too.
I'm always like,
that's why I wrestled, I think.
Yeah, like right. Like I'm always kissing my kids' heads, and like luckily like they love that too. And she came in and laid on the bed with me and goes, "Dad, I love you." And usually I just go, "I love you too." Right. And for some reason I was like, I'm gonna pry a little bit and ask questions. And I said, "Serene, why do you say that?" And she goes, "I see how much you do for us, and I love that." And I go, like what? She goes, "It's more I see what you do for us, and I see what my friends' dads don't do."
Dang.
And how much more you do for us than I see they do for my friends.
That's exciting.
And that was like, she walks out and I'm tearing up and everything else. And it was one of those moments where it's like, okay, like I'm doing something right.
100%. Like it's almost like those are your moments. Like you ask the questions and you get the answers. Yeah. Like all you did was pry a little bit, and you get, especially when you're a person that like that will feel like it'll fill your cup, whether you like it or not. Like that's gonna sink in there and be like, man, I'm on it.
Yeah, like we were talking before we started. Is like I have an unhealthy obsession with my kids. Like I cannot. It's unfathomable for me. I've never had to take a break from my kids. Right. Like I love being with my kids.
That's exciting.
And I get up at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning so I can go to the gym, get to the office at 6:45, and get done in the early afternoon so that I can pick them up
one time,
and then go coach or go take them to practice or whatnot. And that's all time that you can't get back. You can't replace. So, you know, it's that fills my cup.
Yeah, that's important. I'm similar with the early morning grind. So that way if I wake up at the same time as them, then I have a process of clearing out whatever's going on in my head and all that stuff. So if I get up and get after it, I've already cleared it. So by the time I get home, they're up, and I know it's intentional time now. And it's written on my calendar. Like, it says family from 6 to 7:15. So I know, like, it's not about me in these moments. Like, I already took care of me this morning. So I got my oxygen mask in, and now it's about whatever they got going on. They want cereal. Like, what are we going to start working on for their lunch? And
like, I'm dressed, showered, ready to go by the time I wake them up. And, like, I love the 15-minute drive to school now. Like, the boys go earlier than my daughter. The boys jump in, and it's like, who wants ox? Like, who's running Spotify today? And it's just fun. It's just good, and that goes back to enjoy the journey. Like, how can I make that 15-minute drive worth it versus just another drive?
I think it's important to see also that, like, this is it. Like what you were talking about with coaching. Like, this journey is our life at the end, because, like, we're just hoping, like, I've seen this image of, like, the gas tank on E versus full, like, when you die. Like, put that thing on E. Like, good. You should die tired and burnt out. That you did it all now.
Erwin McManus has a book called The Last Arrow. And it talks about that, and one of the taglines in it is "Die with your quiver empty." Like, when you take your last breath on this earth, like, you're letting go of that last arrow, and you're leaving it all in the court. You're leaving it all in the field, and that is such. And there's another book called Die with Zero as well. It's just a good mindset to have. Is I'm gonna leave it all out here right now.
This is it. This is it. I've seen it from, I think it was John Maxwell or something, but it was more of like, you're on your deathbed, and doctor gives you a phone and says, you got 3 phone calls you can make. Like, who's it going to be? And, like, there's 2 different types of people that will call and cry and all that stuff. Or, like, I got 3 minutes to live. Like, you can take the phone. I'm just going to sit here with myself. Because I poured it all out while you had me. Like, this was it. Like,
I said what I needed to say.
Every moment, every time it came out, we did it, and we moved on. Okay, so I'm done talking.
It's just a good way to live life by.
I agree.
You know, I think raising kids teaches you more about yourself than I think anything else on this planet.
100%, especially when you get to analyze your responses. I'm like, ooh, why did that get me going?
Well, like, you hear yourself in them.
Ooh, and
you're like, okay, maybe I need to check that and correct that.
100%, because it's crazy too, especially about, like, leaving it all on the table right now. Is like, if you're gonna know if your life, like, meant something or not just based on how they're doing their life. Like, that is, just look down at your kids, and if they're doing good, like, you did good. Like, that is it. You don't need anybody to tell you or pat you on the back. Like, just look down. If they're thriving, like, you've poured it all out.
And a big thing is not forcing your kids to be something that you want them to be.
100%.
They are their own little blessing, and they're all made in the image of God, and they're beautiful and unique and fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, you see some parents just try to make their kids into the person that they wanted to be personally.
100%.
And that ain't it. Like, let them, give them principles and teach them right and wrong and everything else. But at the end of the day, let them throw in their own creativity and what they want them to be.
I think that's important. And it saves, like, needing to make dad proud, like, doing it for dad. Like, when you're going back to asking the questions, like, hey, Dad, look what I did. And like, my daughter was showing me a piece of art, and I was like, how does that make you feel? Versus, like, me saying, oh, it's beautiful, it's great, because then, like, it's close-ended again. But then, like, how does it make you feel? Like, good, like, this is like, and then you can get deeper into a story.
You let them. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks about that artwork.
100%.
If you love it, you enjoy it, run with it. That's awesome.
No, that's good. Also, like, it'll keep them from rebelling in a way. Like, going back to my dad in wrestling, like, I can tell by the way he spoke to his friends on, like, when we talked about wrestling, that it excited him. But at the same time, like, I felt like when we were going for state, like, people that I hung out with were state champs and stuff like that in my circle.
Yeah.
And like you could see him wanting it a lot more. So when it came time for college and like I went after like academics and like brought home a state medal, but it's from collegiate DECA, which was so like when I gave that was like, here, Dad, here's your ring. But like, you know, but it was me doing it my way versus
For sure.
his way, which is with my kids. Like I'm teaching wrestling now because it's like, I think you got to be physical and active no matter what. Boy, girl, doesn't matter. Like you got to find something that you can do. Like my youngest daughter's already moving more into gymnastics and I'm okay with it. And, you know, when if she's ready to rock in a different direction, like it's more of like she'll get foundation from it. And at the same time, like, remember you have to move your body. Like, because I got snack habits. I got things that like that pour down. Like I'm not the best example when it comes to those things, and I can see it in the kids quick. And it's like, all right, we got to go move. You guys want to do a hike?
Yeah.
The hard part is making it fun, like turning it into an exciting thing. Like even like instead of putting it like we got to go work out,
Making it a chore.
100%. It's more of like, man, I really been wanting to hike this place. You guys want to go? It'll probably take us 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do it, and then get them excited about it, and then let's go.
Yeah, it's helping them chase their dreams and stuff they want to do and being excited. Like I'm not a big basketball guy.
Right. Me neither.
I'm just not.
It's not in my blood that way.
No,
Like,
at all.
Wasn't born for it.
My middle son played baseball most of his life and then started football. And this last year, he's like, I'm going to go play for the school basketball team for 8th grade. And I was like, cool, let's do it.
All right.
And we went and bought basketball shoes and everything. It's the first time he's ever played organized basketball. Was the second highest point scorer on the team. Fouled out a little bit in the beginning, coming from football to basketball.
That's hilarious.
But it's sitting there and like inside this gymnasium, like I'm screaming my head off at
it's still
basketball. It doesn't matter what he's doing.
Right. He's doing something.
Like that's my boy.
Right.
And I'm gonna be the loudest cheerleader for him.
That's exciting. Yeah, that would be tough if he was playing chess or something like that. Like you still want to get pumped.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I'd get kicked out of those things screaming probably, but it's you just want to see him win and taking that mindset to work in business and coaching and everything else is wanting to see other people win. That is, you know, most adults after probably the age of 21 will go weeks, if not months or years, without somebody telling them, good job, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. And that's one of the best things that we can do is, like Jenny and I, is find the little wins that our agents are doing. And maybe they held 3 appointments this week, and that's the most they've ever held. Like, that's awesome. Like, we're going to make them feel like they just won the lottery.
Right. Because then it's not a comparison game anymore.
No.
Like, you're in your own race. And, again, if that's your only 3 that, like, you've got in a week like that, like, and you did them all, like, that's a win.
Like, we're in the bleachers cheering you on.
You got a better habit right now of like you can do 3, then you can do 3 again. You can like you'll just take them on without being fearful.
Yep, and nobody wants to score a touchdown in an empty stadium.
Right.
You know, we want to be there cheering them on and publicly acknowledging them as well.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, if you could like just pick, I mean, you do every day. Like you're an entrepreneur, it comes from your grandfather's blood, like all the way in there. But like if you focus all of your energy, like in the next 10 years of your life, like what is that going to look like for you?
Yeah, so I'll kind of back into that. Couple years, we hear all the time about like big whys. Like, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Like, what's a big why? And it took me a couple years to. Typically, when people go, "What is your big why?" They'll say my family. You know, which is a great part of it. Over the course of probably 3 years, I crafted my big why, and that's been a game changer for me. So my big why is to lead and influence others such that they can live a life and leave a legacy bigger than they ever dreamt of. And like that's what gets me going.
Right.
So focusing my energy in that is how can I lead and influence other people that they could live a life and also leave a legacy bigger than they ever thought was possible at all. And so in the coaching space and teaching space, I love that.
Right.
I love being able to go and travel and speak and teach and help people break through ceilings of achievement that they didn't think was possible. Like that's what gets me going. that's a big one. And then continuing to, this is a big one for me, continuing to work with people that I love and like.
Right.
Like I've done the opposite where I haven't.
Right.
Like there is no better feeling than waking up every day and going to the office with people that you just love to death.
Right. It's like going to school again and see your friends that you like. Like, I'm going to get ready for school today. And like, I can't wait to see so-and-so and so-and-so.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. 10 years from now, my daughter will be 26 and my boys will be 21 and 24. So either out of the house or maybe out of the state or country or whatnot. So, how can I make work also pleasure?
Right.
And I try to do that whenever I travel is if I'm gonna go speak for 2 days or for a day, I'm gonna tack on a day to do something awesome. Right. Experience something. So yeah, live intentional with that, with making memories.
That's intense.
Yeah.
No, that's deep. No, yeah. and it's good because you're giving back. Like you could say about the house and the cars and stuff like that, but it's not. It's like you're impacting people. Yeah. And I believe you're either helping or hurting, and that's like the pure definition of you're helping. Like you're looking to lead for the rest of your life. Like that's and like in leading or serving in that way, like you can use an affirmation of like, I'm justly rewarded for the service that I render to mankind. Yeah. And even if it's not like monetary, it's like the fulfillment. Oh yeah. In itself. It's like, all right, I gotta keep doing that. And one I have to remind myself is I want to be of service. Yes. Like that way when there's days I don't want to do it, I have to remind myself that, and like just repeating it over and over. Yep. Just going on a habit and getting after it. It's like, and why is it that every time that you feel like you've been of service, you felt better about yourself? It is, yeah. Right. Yeah, when you serve others, it does something to that dopamine in your brain that it just feels good. Right. And that's the other part is like we attract people on our team that serve others. Right. And so when you have a culture of serving, that is something that you can't manufacture. Right. No, that's deep, man. Yeah. That is deep. It's been a pleasure having you here, man. Absolutely, me too. Taking the angles, talking about kids, talking about just family in general. I think it's important to be a father. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've heard it enough, but this is from one man to another. Like you're doing a great job. Like, thanks, man. And I know that because you're here in the room. Like you attracted me into your life that way, and from that, man, it's keep doing what you're doing. Like it is the lighthouse concept of like you just keep focusing on that, and it's gonna inspire me to keep focusing on that, and it's you're fighting a good fight. You're fighting for the chase them now, and I think the ultimate test will be when they chase me later. Dang, that's gonna be your first book. Should be Chase Them Now with the kids, bro. I'll have to get a ghostwriter. Yeah, for sure. It's not about you. It's the concept. You got to get it down. That's cool. Exciting, man. Thank you for being here. If people wanted to reach out to you for real estate or insurance or coach, football, anything, dad questions, who knows? Just give me a call, shoot me a text, 520-909-3085, and I'll direct you whichever way. Love it. Yep. Love it. Chase, man, Thank you for being here. My pleasure. Thank you. Let's go. Bye.